Okay, here is our problem set. Let's read and go through this and basically conquer these problems together. It says, when you divide 94 by 3, there is a remainder of 1. Model this problem with place value disks. In the place value disk model, how did you show a remainder? This is very familiar to me. When we did this the last time, we did the place value disk. We could show the remainder by putting a box around it. I don't know if you remember that or not. So let's show that. Let's show what 94 divided by 3 looks like with the place value disk, all right? So this is how we're going to do it. So remember, we had the ones place and we had the tens place here, right? And then what we did is this chart was already made for us, so we're just going to make one now. We have the tens and the ones, just like that, okay? I'm just going to make a quick T-chart. If you remember what we had this whole table with the box and all that, all right? So if you remember, what we did was we used place value disk by saying 94, put them over here in the place value. So let's show that. So I'm going to take my 9 and put in 9 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whoops, not 10. Just X that out, just 9. And then over here, the 4, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. All right, I'm gonna actually white that out because that's gonna confuse us, I think. All right, sometimes we make mistakes, just gotta white it out. There we go. So there's 9 disks right there, so that never happened. Okay, so here I have 94 as shown as place value disks. And remember, here's our divisor, which is 3. So I'm just going to divide this into 3 sections. So this line here is just to separate where my sections are. So I've got 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3. That's my dividend, or my divisor. Now, what I'm going to do is separate this into groups. So 3 fits into 9. So I'm going to take 9 and divide that into three different areas. So 1, 2, 3. All right, I got more left. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Oh, 3 left. So that means I got a perfect 3 right here. I can just cross all those out. There we go. So my 10's divided by 3 very simply. So you can see here, 3 times 3 is 9, right? 3 groups of 3 is 9. Okay, so now I've got my ones place. And what this would look like if I said 3 goes in the 9 3 times. So each group has got 3 in it. Then I'd say 3 times 3 is 9. And then I would subtract it and get 0, right? Because there's 0 10s left over after I divided them all up. Now I move on to my ones place. And when I move on to my ones place, I need to drop that 1 down here, okay? Now what I need to do is take those 4 ones and split them into 3 groups. So I'll do that. I'll take 1 from here and put it here. Take 1 from there, put it there. Take 1 from there and put it there, okay? And you can see here, I've got 1 remainder left, okay? What that looks like over here is 3 fits into 4 1 time. See, I've got 1 in each group. 1 times 3 is 3. Subtract, I get 1, and that's my remainder of 1. So as you can see here, what we did is we modeled the problem using place value disks. And you can see where my remainder is left over. My 10s place, I got a perfect 3 10s in each group. Over here, the 4 1s, I could only put 1 in each group, and I'll have 1 left over, okay? So we're going to explain that real quick. And this is how we'll explain it. I showed my remainder by boxing the remaining 1 in the ones place. There. Now the reason why I use a box here, I don't circle, is because we're using disks, and to circle a disk seems redundant to me. So I put in boxes instead, okay? And that's it. We just showed, we proved what a remainder is right there, okay? All right, let's move on to the second one. Now the second one we have to play teacher on. This one here is finding out a mistake that Cayman made. So it says Cayman says that 94 divided by 3 is 30 with a remainder of 4, period, stop. Okay? And then it says here, he reasons this is correct because 3 times 30 plus 4 is 94. Well, this math right here is correct. 3 times 30 is 90, plus 4 is 94. But he made a mistake here. What mistake has Cayman made? Explain how he can correct his work. So, discussing as a class, it'd be good to pause right now, teachers. Discuss what mistake did Cayman make? All right, so why don't you pause right now and see if as a class you can figure out what mistake he made. Okay, I hope you had some great discussions out there, and I hope that you came up with some good answers. But here's the answer that we came up with, or well, an answer anyway. So we decided that Cayman can't have a remainder of 4 because the 4 is greater than a divisor of 3. So that just doesn't make any sense, okay? So what we have to put here is Cayman's mistake is that his remainder is greater than his divisor. Okay, period. All right, and what that means is this means he can divide one more time. So just one more, I guess. Instead of 30, I'm sorry, of 30, he can make 31 groups. Right? Because let's do this math down here. All right, can make 31 groups. So he can do 9, okay. Actually, the work, we'll just do it up here. The work is done right up here, right? You can make 31 groups, not 30, okay? 34 divided by 3 is equal to 31, remainder of 1, period. So, he would be 30 times 31 plus 1 equals 94. That's what he should have done, okay? All right, hopefully you came up with something similar to this. I mean, I know this is really wordy, and there's a lot of explanation here, but hopefully that you came up with something that was similar to that, or recognize the error, okay? All right, let's check out the next page. Okay, new problem. The place value disk model is showing 72 divided by 3. Okay. 72 divided by 3. Okay. So complete the model. Explain what happens to the 110 that is remaining in the tens column. Okay. I don't know if you remember doing this or not, but it was we did this a couple days ago. So what I'm going to do here is make sure I label over here that this is ones, right? And this is tens. All right, you see that 72? Okay, so let's complete this here. So 72 divided by 3. So here are the 3 groups, 1, 2, 3. And what we have done so far is you see that they crossed out these discs and wrote down the tens here. You see they wrote little tiny tens in their discs? We don't have to do that, but they did. And then there's one right here. There's one of the remaining tens right here. Remember what we do is we box that remaining. 10. Do you remember what we do with this one? Okay, teachers, pause here and discuss what you do with the remaining 10. All right, well, hopefully your conversations were good. Yeah, if you just said that you decompose this 10 into 10 ones, you were correct. So what we do is bring this over and we break this down into 10 ones, just like that, okay? So that's what we did there. And now we can take these 12 ones all together and divide that into 3 groups. So I'd say 1, 2, 3, and then I'd cross out 3 up top. 1, 2, 3, I'd cross out 3 more. It looks like I can do it 2 more times. 3, cross out 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and then cross out the final 3. Okay, so if you said over here, it says explain what happens to the 110 that is remaining in the tens column, we would say the 110 gets, here's that big word, decomposed. All right, decomposed means broken down into smaller bits, all right? Decomposed into 10 ones in the ones column. And that's it, okay? Explaining how that works, all right? I don't know if you remember doing that. Hopefully you do. Okay, let's move on to number 4. 2 friends evenly share $56. All right, so that's 56 divided by 2. That makes sense, all right? So 56 divided by 2. They have 5 $10 bills and 6 $1 bills. Draw a picture to show how the bills will be shared. Will they have to make change at any stage? Well, let's find out. We're gonna do one of these place value charts. So 5 $10 bills and 6 $1 bills. So remember, we have 56 divided by 2, between 2 friends, right? Okay, so what we're gonna do there is we're going to do our chart. Let's do ones here and tens here and make our little T chart, okay? Basically what we're doing is this up here, right? Okay. And then I'm going to write in my disk for 56. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's where my 5 $10 bills is, and 6 $1 bills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, 6 $1 bills. So there's my 5 tens, 6 ones, 56. Divide that by 2. So let's make those 2 groups down here. There, 1 group, 2 groups. Okay, so let's do it, just like we've done it every other time. So put 1, I'm gonna change colors here. I'll put 1 here, cross out 1. Okay, I'll take one of these again and put it here. Take another one, put it here. I'll take another one and put it here. Oh, now we're left with 110. Okay, so what are we gonna have to do with that 10? Do you remember? Yeah, that's right. We're gonna have to decompose that 10. All right, we're gonna have to take this 10 and we're gonna have to make change. Remember here it says, will they have to make change at any stage? The answer there is yes. Well, they're gonna have to go to their parent or a friend or the bank or something like that and say, can we have 10 $1 bills for this 10? And they're going to exchange them into ones. So we're gonna exchange it into 10 ones. Just like that. Now, let's see if I can divide it the rest of the way. Let's take 2, 1, 2, place them here. Okay, let's take another 2, place them there. Let's take another 2 and place them there. We'll take another 2 and place them there. We'll take another 2 and place them there. And then we'll take another 2 and place them there. We'll take another 2 and place them there. And finally my last 2 and place them there. Good. So let's see, let's count how many each of these has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Do you see how I left them lined up nice and neat above each other? So I know. All right, so my answer here is 20, 8 in each one. Okay, so what did we have to do? All right, so draw a picture to show how the bills were shared, okay? So will they have to make change at any stage? So let's talk about this. So the two friends will get $28 each, right? Period. Okay. And did we have to make change at any stage? I'm going to say yes, comma, we needed to change a $10 bill into 10 $1 bills, otherwise known as singles, right? To make the groups even, period. Okay. And that's what I wrote down there. Now, a lot of you are probably discussing, like, well, couldn't she have just made the $10 bill into 2 5s? And the answer is yes, right? But we don't have a 5s place. You know, we're trying to explain this with our place values, right? So yeah, in the real world, absolutely. You could have taken that 10 and just split it into 2 5s and made it that way. They each could have gotten 2 10s, a 5, and 3 1s, right? Okay. So there's the answer for that. And now we're moving on to our last problem. Okay, right here. Let's see how this goes. Okay. Imagine you were filming a video explaining the problem 45 divided by 3 to new 4th graders, period, stop. Okay, so you are the teacher and you're making a video explaining the problem 45 divided by 3 to new 4th graders. Create a script to explain how you can keep dividing after getting a remainder of 110 in the first step. Okay, so basically what I want you guys to do is have a discussion in class with this, all right? Before we do that, let's just do the work right here. And then afterwards, teachers, have yourselves a conversation in class about how you would explain this, all right? Maybe you can have a classroom discussion. All right, so let's do 45 divided by 3. And then over here, let's make our place value discs, okay? So we've got 10s and 1s. Let's make our little T-chart here, like that, okay? Sometimes when I feel like I'm doing these videos, I sound like Bob Ross. So then what I do is say 45. So here's 40, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I'm going to divide. Okay, so 3 is my divisor. So I'm going to show 3 different groups. There's 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups. So 1, 2, 3. Okay? And we know what to do here. Take 1, put it in this group. Take another, put it in this group. Take another, put it in this group. And then this one is my remaining 10s. This is the script that you need to explain. All right? I'd like you to explain this situation here. Taking that 10 and decomposing it down into 10 1s. Okay? And talk about that, okay? And then we'll finish this up with splitting this up. 1, 2, 3. I'll take 3 more and do this. I'll take 3 more and do this. 3 more and do that. And then finally this last 3 and do this, okay? Now what I want to do over here is to show this math. 3 fits in the 40. See this? 4 10s? Looks like we got 1 in each group. That's where that 1 goes. So I multiply 1 times 3 is 3. I subtract, so there's my 3 right there. I get 1. That's the 1 remaining right there. Okay? This is your explanation. I drop down to 5. In this model, I bring this 1 over and make 10 ones. So there's my 15 ones right there. 3 fits into 15, or 15 divided by 3. You see that? It's 5 in each group. 5 times 3 is 15. I subtract, I get 0. Okay? All right, enjoy your conversation today. I hope you had fun. I hope you did well on the math sprints today as well. I know you kids always like and always enjoy doing those. We will see you on Monday, where we're going to do more models of division and go from there. Teachers, if you have any extra time today, please feel free to do extra practice with long division on whiteboards, okay? All right, nice job today, kids. We'll see you on Monday.